That's right. When the Blazers win, we play victorious, just like we're inside Moda Center, living it up, baby. That's the vibes. We got to set the vibes. If Brenden fizzles out of this whole producer thing, I got him lined up to be a good DJ. DJ BS1 over there.
Now we're talking.
I love it. That's right. We are victorious. The Blazers go into Milwaukee and snag one from Damian Lillard and the Milwaukee Bucks. A 105-102 victory on
Got one
game
for the boys
2.
back home.
That is right. Game 2 of the 5-game road trip. Welcome in to the fifth quarter. Chris Burkhardt here with you, joined by Brenden Slaughter, the voice of the DJ God who chimes in every once in a while. We're having some fun here now that the Blazers won. And if you want to join in on the conversation, youtube.com is one way to do it. Just go to YouTube, type in Rip City Radio, where Eric Weldon says, Dubs in the chat, baby. That's right. Once everyone gets in, you know what to do. Dubs in the chat. What a game there. 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. Once again, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And, of course, Chris J. Burkhardt, B_slot are the names on social media. Once again, a 105-102 victory for your Portland Trailblazers. And this was a game where I think you built off a little bit of what happened in Los Angeles, right? We talked about it after the game on what was that Thursday. And we talked about it in the pregame show today as well. Yes, they took the L in Los Angeles, but what I liked was that team didn't back down, right? The Blazers kept fighting. They kept fighting. They had a chance to win it late. The young guys were out there performing. And in this game, they came out and they just hammered them, man. They came out and never backed down, did what they needed to do. Anthony Simons came up with big buckets. Chris Murray was very, very effective in the minutes that he played as well. He didn't necessarily fill up the box score, but you could just watching him play could tell that he was being very, very effective, getting people off, making people work, which is what you want to see. Balanced scoring all the way around, 5 players in double figures. I mean, it was a very, very good game for your Portland Trailblazers. Let's take a look at the box score. We'll start in Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he had 31 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 block shots. He did have 4 turnovers. He was 14 of 27 from the field. Chris Middleton had just 2 points in 25 minutes, 1 of 5 from the floor. 5 points from Brook Lopez, the answer to the bar question, if you ever run into it, Brenden. Who is the Brooklyn Nets all-time leading scorer? Brook Lopez. Damian Lillard, he had 16 points on 5 of 15 shooting. He also had 6 assists, and then 6 points from Andre Jackson Jr. AJ Green was really the reason the Bucks were able to keep getting in there and have opportunities late and were taking leads late. He was absolutely on fire. 7 of 13 from the floor. All of those shot attempts from beyond the arc. He had 21 points off the Milwaukee bench. Also, Masseau. He said, "What's up, Chris? What's up?" And Air Weldon says, "Funny to watch him do the same move we knew." Yeah, we knew. You knew exactly what was coming, right? He does it. Going to try to draw the foul. You know what's coming. It is funny to see it when it's in a different uniform, right? Right. And Air Weldon said also, that's the second best AJ Green of all time. Okay, I'll lay it down. Elijah says, "Terrible job." Okay, Elijah, you're going to come in and say terrible job. Okay, I don't even know what Elijah wants.
For what?
Elijah comes in and says it's terrible job when they lose, and now he comes in and says terrible job when they win?
Hey, I'll make an exception for giving Dame the business. So, I mean, again, all's fair in love and war. Appreciate when he was here, but, take that L.
Two things that you will love till the end of time.
Oh, come on, Elijah. I'm not feeling it, bro.
No, giving Dame the business and giving Jonathan Smith the business. 2 things that will bring Brenden
well, I'll say this. Johnny's number 1, but
Huh?
Oh, I said Jonathan's number 1.
No, Jonathan's number 1. I'm just saying those are 2 things that will bring
you
you joy until the end of time. It will, just no matter what. All right, now let's look at the Blazers side of things where, again, I thought everything was pretty impressive for your boys in black. Denny Avdia, birthday boy, celebrated his birthday yesterday. Just 24 years young. Phenomenal. He had 19 points, 14 rebounds. And you and I talked about in the pregame show, Brenden, now how big the rebounding game was going to be in this one, especially when you got big bodies like Brooke and Chris and Giannis And the Blazers, man, they came up and they stood up to the task. They had 55 total rebounds to the 43 for the Milwaukee Bucks. And again, 14 of those from Denny Avdia, which is file that under you love to see it. He also had 4 assists, 3 steals in this one. Did have 7 turnovers. Those turnover numbers for him are creeping up there. He's having these days. He had one just a few nights ago, right, where he had 10 turnovers. But at the same time, I think that will buoy back eventually. But it also happens because he's always sitting there pushing the tempo, looking to make a play. So I understand it. Not upset with it. Definitely wish it would be a little bit lower. Obviously, Toumani Camara had 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal as well, 10 points and 13 rebounds, a double-double for DeAndre Ayton. So again, he didn't fill up the point side of the box score like we wanted him to, and like he kind of failed to in LA, but he did have a nice balanced game, which is exactly what you want from him. 28 points for Anthony Simons, including 5 3-pointers to continue to creep ever so closer to CJ McCollum. Yeah, there's a gap there. You never know. Maybe he'll be here long enough to do it. And then Shaedon Sharpe in 31 minutes. He had 16 points on 7 of 15 shooting, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. 9 points, 3 assists, and 7 rebounds from Scoot Henderson. So again, he only played 23 minutes, but I like the fact he was out there able to fill up a couple of the different areas of the box score. Chris Murray, 20 minutes. He only had 4 points, but again, he was doing stuff defensively. He was all around the floor offensively. And again, he wasn't making or taking shots, but you could tell that his presence was definitely felt by both the Blazers and the Bucks. So mad kudos to him. Casey Holdall tweeted out that you have to give Chris Murray absolute ton of credit because this guy goes nights where he gets DMPs, then he goes and gets a night where he gets 4 minutes, and then he gets a night like tonight where they called him to play 20 minutes. And he really doesn't waver. He's just ready for the moment and does what coach asks of him. And that's the type of player you love to have on your roster, especially when you look at Chris, rookie Chris to the Chris you got right now. It's been a short time, right? But you see the improvements. And I love what we're getting from Chris Murray. I love the fact he's always ready. Donovan Clingan, he played 13 minutes in this one. He had 4 points, 5 rebounds, and a single block shot. So again, low minutes for him, which I continue to complain about, but it looks like it's just going to be the thing here, and that's okay because the Blazers got the win, man. So good performance for your Blazers. Like I said, a big standout for me was the fact that they had 55 rebounds to the 43 of Milwaukee. That's a big deal. That's a very, very big deal in this one. The biggest lead of the night for the Blazers was 9. The biggest lead of Milwaukee's was 6. 18 lead changes, 13 ties. And the most important score was the one at the end where the Blazers grabbed the 105-102 victory. If you want to join in on the conversation, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. Chris J. Burkhardt, B_slot on social media, and of course, youtube.com. Type in Rip City Radio and get in on there where Chris agrees. He says, Air Weldon agrees, says Chris played smart. And he did. That was just a very, very calculated, controlled game from him. And for what he lacks in certain areas of athleticism and the shot, I think he makes up for at times in basketball IQ. Like he makes smart plays. He doesn't try to force things. I'm not saying he's the smartest player in the league or the smartest player on the roster, but when you're put into situations and you don't make knuckleheaded plays, that's a good thing. And Chris does a good job with that. And Maso, and please correct me, I am probably just butchering what your actual name is, but that's what it looks like to me. He says, I'm not going to lie, I kind of checked out from Blazers since Dame left. I kept tabs on the players and their development, but haven't watched a full game since. Well, hey, I get that, man, because here's the thing. He says mostly because I get too worked up. Good. That's what being a fan's all about. And you're not the only one, man. I know a lot of people checked out when Dame left, and then obviously some losses started happening, and it's just harder to pay attention. But you're going to want to pay attention in this one, right? You go get the win. You got to see Dame. Everything is hunky-dory, and it's absolutely beautiful. And Maso says I'm doing it correctly, so thank you. Thank you. He says, I love the Blazers, but I don't love tank season, so I'll save until the organization, wants to try to win. And I get that too, man. I don't like tank seasons either. I have been very, very adamant that I am anti-tank no matter the situation. I think there's too much that can go wrong to risk what could go right. I like putting your best foot forward, but that's me, and I don't run the organization. Wish I did. Paychecks would be sweet. Also, Air Weldon says, but back when she let me, what's he saying? He started with, a lot of people did. It's understandable. But back when Sheed left, we had to latch onto someone, and came Roy and Aldridge. And that's right? Roy and Aldridge came. That is why, Weldon, that is why Brandon Roy is obviously loved by so many Blazers, right? Even though he had such a short period here, he was really the beacon. I think most people look to as like that was the end of the Jailblazer era, and we had someone we could root for. And one thing about Blazer fans, man, is if the basketball on the court is bad, if they have players that they can root for off the court, then that's something they're going to latch onto. And Brandon was that guy, right? He not only did he give them better basketball on the court, he was a guy that I think Blazer fans could be proud that he was wearing the pinwheel every day. So that's why that guy will always be a Blazer legend, despite the fact he was only here for a short time, a cup of coffee, as they say. But he's definitely a Blazer legend. Maso chimes back in. You and Chad are the only ones keeping me sane. Keep up the great work. Well, I think that says a lot about you if Chad is in the keeping you sane category. Oh, I even got Brenden to laugh. I'm just playing. I'm having a good time. I'm in a great mood. And Maso, I'm so glad that you're listening to us, and we keep you going. If you want to join in on the conversation, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And, of course, youtube.com, where Weldon and Maso are going at it and giving me content. I love that. And that's where Elijah chimed in, too. I get people getting mad when the Blazers win because they want the tank season. Tonight is not the night, okay? You take the win over Dame and the Bucks, you put the feather in the cap, and you just say, okay, we're only going to have a handful of wins all year. I'm going to take this one. That's nice.
I would need to look back and do the numbers, Chris, but I want to say the Blazers are almost 500 against Dame since he's went to Milwaukee. Because I remember even like the last couple years, there's like the game at Moda Center was super big a couple years back. And, surprisingly enough, it seems like the team really likes to get up when they play him.
They like to get up when they play him. And
I wonder why, right?
It's been a whole 3 games against him. So
2-1?
2-1.
Hey, okay, I thought it was more than that.
They're better. They're better. Hey, last year was his first year in Milwaukee.
Time's a weird thing in this brain of mine, man.
I think it's weirder because they went into the tank season early, so it's like he played his last game as a Blazer.
Okay. But now hold a winning record over Dame is what you're saying.
That's
okay. I'll roll with that.
Sounds good to me. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on the 5th quarter. If you want to join the conversation, call 503-248-0620 during the break. I almost said Chad, excuse me. Brenden will get to you. We'll get you on hold. If you're on hold, stay there. We'll get to you in a second. And, of course, you can go over to YouTube and get the chat going there. It's been a ton of fun already. Chris Burkhardt here with you, joined by Brenden Slaughter. This is the 5th quarter presented by Coors Light on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio 620.
It's time for the fifth quarter drive of the night on your home of the Portland Trailblazers, 620 Prep City Radio.
2-point game, and Simons brings it up. He has it across the logo. Top of the key. Drive, stops, goes under, left hand. It's good, and the foul! With 23 and a half seconds remaining, Anthony Simons ties the game and one.
And I'm cracking up at the YouTube chat because Maso chimed in about how, hey, Chad's a machine. I see him at Spirit Mountain all the time because Maso works down there and he's always doing his gigs. And then they laughed and asked if he lives down there. I said, no, he's definitely renting a room, though, for 5 months a year. And
Hey, they might have a little like a suite in the lodge, just the doing suite.
yeah. But it was funny, though, because Maso said he's not going to bring up the days that Chad betrayed us to go to Golden State and cover the Warriors. And that's just Chad. He's just
it's just good business.
He's just a front runner. He's
just good business, man. I know it's such a thing. You got to look out for yourself.
That Golden State team. I always remember, man. Like, it just sucks because we were just talking jobs and stuff. And I mean, I used to work at NBC here in Portland, and we have an affiliate down there as well, NBC Sports Bay Area. And we were looking at jobs and stuff because they were looking for different positions. It's like our exact position down there, exact job title and all that, made like twice as much money per year on per hour on paper. But my boss was like, by the time you factor in cost of living and all that, he's like, the take home in Portland is more. And I'm like, that sucks. That's insane.
Yeah.
Make twice as much in San Francisco, but take home less.
Spend twice as much.
Hey, I wonder if this high-speed train that the Pacific Northwest wants to make ever comes to fruition. That could be
be cool.
An economic game changer. Work for a radio station in Seattle, but live in Portland because you just got a quick, hour long. Dude, my brother lives in Japan, man. He loves those trains. He's like, they're the coolest things ever. I cross the entire country in a few hours. It's like, yeah, people
that is
think,
impressive.
People think Japan's small. It's the length of the entire East Coast. Like it's a big place. I've never understood it. I'm not getting into the politics of it. I know there's a lot there to do, but this country doesn't have a high-speed train. It'd be sweet to just get on a high-speed train and get to New York. And
well, I'll say this too, Chris, is like, they've got they're I think developing that the bullet train or whatever that's supposed to go between LA and Vegas, which that would be super cool, and I think a good kind of jumping off point. But from what I've heard from a lot of buddies that have traveled, trains just aren't a thing on the West Coast. You go to the East Coast, you can go from Boston to New York.
No, it's for sure. I've done but the bullet train is different.
No,
like
for
Amtrak
sure.
is still like, it's scenic. I'm talking bullet train, baby.
No, like you said, going across Japan, it's quick.
Yes, and I do laugh at the West Coasters who are like, oh, our public transit. Yeah, go to New York. You could get on a subway and get anywhere, like literally anywhere. I did that one road trip, Brenden. We did one road trip, and usually we flew, right? Because you're Portland, you fly everywhere. But we did have a road trip that saw us go to New York and then Washington, D.C., and then I think it was Charlotte. And so me and Dwight got to take the train from New York to D.C., and that was, it was beautiful. I wish that was more of a West Coast thing, but again, cities are a lot closer over there on the East Coast, so it's like the train was pretty sweet, though. Nice, relaxing, comfortable seat, high-speed internet the whole time. You're not sitting on Southwest paying $8 for your flight with worse than dial-up internet.
Yeah. Airplane Wi-Fi can definitely hit and miss, that's for sure.
Yes. Yeah. But I'm really not complaining because getting Wi-Fi in an airplane is pretty amazing when you think about it. So, But, traveling's awesome. If you've ever been to the East Coast, get there. One thing I love about the United States, man, is people don't understand just how big this country is. Like, when you put it in terms of, like, Europe and you're like every single state is basically a country. Like, what's that website I use? True Size Of. You could type in Oregon,
yeah.
pull it into Europe, and see how big. It's like, there's so like the South completely different than up here in the PNW, baby. All you need to do is go to SoCal to understand that different locales are a little bit different. PNW for the win, though. I like the mountain and the beach. I don't like this rain, though. Yeah, Air Weldon says everywhere is so different. It is, but I love it.
100%.
It's one of those things that makes the country great, right? But America really is huge. Like, it is huge.
Lots of space. So those who say we're running out of space, just got to get a little bit more
Okay,
creative.
well, let's develop Des Moines, okay? There's a lot of room. There's a lot of room in Iowa.
Hey, Chris, there's a lot of room in Eastern Oregon, too, man.
Right?
I mean, just look that way. Oh, gosh. Good times.
Oh, my gosh. All right, if you want to join the conversation, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. We'll head out to Christina, who's been waiting patiently. Christina, welcome in.
They just called me.
What's up?
Hey, Chris, it's Christina.
How we doing?
You are my favorite DJ next to Chad.
I was going to say, you only say I'm your favorite when Chad's not around.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you are the best DJ ever.
There we go.
You
I like that.
I was wondering if you could hook me up with a gift card to the meat shop.
Oh, a gift card to the meat shop?
Yes.
I don't know if I have that power anymore.
And Jeremy Grant is my favorite player.
Well, that's good because Jeremy Grant is he's pretty awesome. He is pretty awesome. He's a good scorer. He moves around well, plays some defense. I like Jeremy Grant too. But
Yeah.
I'll work on a gift card. I don't know how much power I have, but I'll try.
Hey, will you tell Chad I love him?
Well, of course I will. Of course I will. I'm gonna text him as soon as we're done, Christina. Thank you for the call as always. Christina, always upbeat, baby. Always. Her, Kieran's another one. Kieran, the team could lose by 100, and he'll call in and find something happy to talk about. I appreciate that. People ask me all the time, they're like, "What? Why aren't you more negative on the team?" Like, I am. You just got to pay attention. But if you're doing this for 82 games, man, being negative every game is tiring. That's where we find random stuff to talk about, like how this country needs a fast, high-speed bullet train, okay? It's just because we're hyped right now because Damian Lillard took the L, baby. Took the L. Took the L.
I mean, you could say it 10 more times. And, honestly, Chris, so why we have a moment, let me just go ahead and hijack your show just real quick.
Yeah,
And just for posterity. Let's go ahead and listen to this one more time because it was sweet.
Down to 11. Lillard dribbles, left, stops, kicks, throws it away. Tumani Kamara got in the face of Damian Lillard. There was miscommunication in the corner, and he throws it away, turns it over. Trailblazers ball.
Yeah, didn't think we'd be quite as excited for that, Chris. But hearing Travis get jazzed up for a Dame turnover, man, how things have changed. That was fun. That was fun.
Never change, Brenden. Your pettiness knows no bounds, and it's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty. Air Weldon typed in the chat, Damian Lillard with all L's capital.
Ooh, okay, we're getting spicy now.
He understood the assignment. Hey, when Shea turns into a megastar, and Tumani's the all-NBA defender every single year, and Denny Avdia is just putting up buckets, Klingon's winning, defense players of the year, and Damian Lillard comes back to ride into the sunset coming off the bench, I'll welcome him back. Be a fun time. It'll be a fun time. He'll still have the three-pointers in him. I know he will. That shot will travel.
Oh, for sure.
Air Weldon says, me and my group chat, Dame throws it away. And that's the bad part about Damian Lillard playing in Milwaukee. He would have never passed that ball if he were in Portland. he sees Al Farouk Aminu in the corner. He's like, I'm not passing this ball. Robert Covington, no, I am not passing you the ball.
Why does Chief have to catch the strays? There are plenty of Blazers in recent memory who can catch strays, Chris. I'm not sure it has to be Chief.
Okay.
Even Mo Harkless, those guys went to the Western Conference Finals.
My apologies to the Chief, Al Farouk Aminu. The only reason he catches a stray is because He was good, therefore he's memorable. So he's just a name that pops in the head.
It's true. No,
because we
I
will never forget Al Farouk Aminu and all the good things he did. Like that, if you're talking bad on Rook, there's something wrong with you. Like I always said I thought the Blazers roster would turn the corner when he and Mo Harkless were on the bench. I never said I hated them. They just, they weren't really high-end starters.
No, I know what you mean. They got the most out of that unit, but
they were great.
I think of some of the guys that have ran out there for some minutes, like in these last couple tanking years. Yeah, those two guys
that's
were
fair.
perfectly
That's
passable
fair.
at the forward position.
I apologize.
No, all
Chief.
good, brother.
I apologize, but also Dame ain't passing him the ball in that situation. You know it to be true. You know it to be true. Nurk ain't getting that ball. CJ would get it. That's about it. But I will apologize again profusely to Al Farouk Aminu. Let's see. Air Weldon says, big shout out to whoever made it so we could watch on YouTube TV. It finally ended a 5-year battle with watching the Blazers anywhere I want, an NBA League Pass from my friend, and I can watch every game now. Yeah, that thing that happened today, I believe it was. Sean Hyken tweeted about it, that they finally got through their YouTube TV nonsense. They had a hiccup there when it moved over because YouTube was trying to say, well, our deal was with Univision, not with the Blazers network and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, looks like it's there now, and that's a game changer for all you YouTube TV subscribers. That's awesome. That's awesome. So it is funny. I keep my YouTube TV around just for the football season. This year money was a little tight, so I didn't do it. I did subscribe to YouTube TV because there was a 5-day free trial, so I could get the Rose Bowl. And then I was like, well, if the Ducks win, I'm in for the next month. Guess what? They saved me my month-long subscription. Thank you. I would do it for the Blazer games. I get paid to cover the games, so I'm watching them no matter what. So I don't need to pay for that. Sorry, I'm not trying to rub it in there. But yeah, awesome that YouTube TV has it, because that's a big hurdle, right? I mean, honestly, all joking aside, that's a major hurdle because so many people have gone off of cable to YouTube TV. Like even with the fact that they've increased their prices, right? It's just so nice to have it right there on my laptop, on my phone, easy access. You're just grab it on your phone. You can stream wherever. Like all these other ones, you're like, oh, you can stream on our app, your cable company app or whatever. Then you do it, and it's like, what's your zip code? And then what's this? Oh, and the app has to be on. Like, was Xfinity for a while? Like the app had to be on your home Wi-Fi for you to actually like what? What you don't have? If I have to be on my home Wi-Fi for it to work because you're blocking it else, then you don't have a streaming app.
Yeah, it would. I mean, it's a big winner. I remember back, several months ago when there were a lot of people who were frustrated by that, and I was one of the folks, Chris, who was more than happy to grab my free antenna, courtesy of the Trailblazers, and hook it up. And I'm old school. I got the antenna rocking, and I love having the antenna for all the other channels it gets. A lot of Oregon State games are on CW, so you get that as well. But no, I think it's sweet just because it's going to continue to expand reach and make it easier. And, the days of Comcast ruling this area, I think that's passed us by.
There you go. That is for sure. Robert chimes in and says the Blazers are getting close to hitting that 22.5 over. Hey, they're at 12 right now with a little less than 50 to play. It's possible. It's absolutely possible. Doesn't mean it's probable, but it very well could be, because I think they're winning more than people thought, even at 12, if we're being completely honest. And if you trust Tumani Kamara, who after the game said, yeah, we play like this, we're clicking, we can beat anybody. Tumani is really, really good defensively and has some unmatched confidence. I like that combination, Brenden. I like that combination. Aaron Weldon says, will you win money, Robert? Robert does chime back in. Always happy to see Lillard, all capital L's, getting Portland the win. See that? Hey, left town, and he still loves Portland. Look at that, helping them get a W today. Good job. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on the fifth quarter. When we come back, it's time for the Coach's Corner. I'll hand out a game ball, and then we'll get out of here. We got some hockey fans waiting. Once this show's over, we're going to go right into NHL hockey, live in progress. Where right now, the Edmonton Oilers have a 2-0 lead over the Seattle Kraken. 12 minutes left in the second period. Chris Burkhardt here on the fifth quarter, presented by Coors Light on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio 620.
For the latest on tonight's game, we head to the Coach's Corner with Chauncey Billups.
What did you like most about it?
I liked everything about it, but yesterday we came in and we had practice. We just talked about a lot of our areas. We needed to be better in. I thought our rebounding was elite and high level today. We did a really, really good job on the glass, which gives you an opportunity, to get out there and try to get shots up. And I thought we shared the ball just fine in the game. We did a good job of taking care of it in the first half. We got a little reckless in the second half, but as I told our guys, we got to get to a point where when we turned over a couple times, we start to slow the game down. Okay, yeah, we want to get out and go, but right now we're a little out of control. Let's slow it down. We did a good job of that today. I was proud of that. And we just came up with big plays. I thought Ant came up with big plays down the stretch. Denny was huge. DA's screening and is rolling today. And he didn't get rewarded a lot for it, but it changed our game. It really did. I mean, he was getting Ant open, getting Shea open, getting guys open, and they did a good job of tagging when he rolled, so we didn't get his lob, but we did get the cross-court pass to threes, and so he made a lot of sacrifice plays today that opened our game up. It really did. So there was a lot that I liked about it.
Specifically defensively, how do you feel you did? I mean, obviously Giannis is going to get his points, 31. Dame with 16. Overall, what do you think of your defense?
One of the points of emphasis, obviously, is when you play these guys, obviously, are Dame and Giannis. The biggest key is we wanted to try our best to compete really hard against him, but keep him off the line. And we did an incredible job of that tonight. Dame gets 5 free throws. Giannis only gets 4. So it was about showing your hands and just being physical without fouling. I thought we were disciplined there. As good as you can, we did as good a job as you can do there. I didn't like Dame getting a shot off, at the end of the game. Of course, my heart stopped for a second. I've seen that movie way too many times. So we had a little blown coverage there. But, man, what a win for our guys.
All right, there was Coach. What a win for his guys. Absolutely, it was. And when you get wins, hey, as a friend of the show, Justin says, winners get sprinkles, right? It's time to sprinkle someone. Give them out the game. Game ball tonight, and if I'm handing out a game ball, it goes to Anthony Simons. A very solid performance from Ant tonight. 28 points, 5 of 12 behind the arc. He was locked in, and he did have moments in there where he kind of fell off a little bit and was not playing the same way he was all game. Maybe it was some fatigue or whatnot, but also you can't look at the way he played and say that the Blazers are in this one had he not been on the floor. Big reason that they grabbed the win tonight. Again, 28 points and a 8-assist game from Anthony Simons. Very, very solid. Very solid. If I had to give out a mini game ball, it'd be Chris Murray. I absolutely love what he did tonight. Didn't fill out the box score, but you could tell he was on the floor, making all the right plays, impacting the game, doing a lot of the little things that coaches preach. That's why he got 20 minutes on the floor tonight. So you love to see that. All right, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for the 5th quarter. We got to roll. We got to get out of here. You guys got hockey to get to. Edmonton is up 2-0 on the Kraken right now. 8 minutes left in the second period. But we will be back at it with you guys on Monday as the Blazers take on the Detroit Pistons. Tip-off is 4 o'clock, another nice early game, so you get out and get back to bed early. That means I'll have Blazers game day for you at 2 o'clock. Chad will have the pregame show at 3, tip-off at 4, and, of course, the 5th quarter after the game, where hopefully we're breaking down win number 2 in the row. If Dame can help the Blazers get a win, then maybe Chauncey's former team, the team we all praised him for, you know what? Do Chauncey a solid. Give him another win. I know I just irritated the pro tankers out there, but you know what? I like wins. They're fun to talk about. To Eric Weldon, to Masso, to everyone else who joined in on that chat. Robert, who might have been a first-time commenter. That's awesome. Elijah, to our callers, everybody, thank you so much. We will talk to you on Monday. Once again, Blazers grab the victory in Milwaukee, 105-102.